Hey guys, shalom, my beautiful brothers and sisters. I pray that all of you are doing fabulous. You're doing well. It's such a blessing to be before you another day. I wanted to just kind of come on really fast. I just woke up and I was really kind of just pondering over and meditating over some things, and the Holy Spirit dropped it in my spirit, do a video right now. So that's what I'm doing. But first, I'm going to take care of all the housekeeping. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. I really, really appreciate your support. I am almost at 500 subscribers, which is a lot more than I thought I'd ever do. But I do appreciate each and every one of you, all of my old subscribers, those of you who have been just kind of riding with me ever since the very, very beginning. I just bless the Most High for you. I keep saying that because the appreciation is genuine. I bless the Most High for each and every one of you. I thank you for your comments. I thank you for your DMs. I just thank the Most High for you, because we have become kind of like a little family. And so I do appreciate each and every one of you. And again, thank you to my new subscribers. Welcome to the family. And I'm going to keep putting out videos. They might be kind of far in between because I'm doing so much, guys. I really am. And working with Diaspora HQ, like I mentioned in my last video, it's a lot of work. And I also started a business. So I'll fill you guys in on that too. So it's almost like the Most High is doing some stuff with me right now that's actually preparing for people that are coming, which is very interesting. You know, well, before I get into this, let me just tell you this, of course, the routine. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up. You hear a lot of content creators say that, but it's very true. If you give it a thumbs up, it does push it up in the algorithm. So I would really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything. And definitely, if you are not subscribed, please just subscribe, okay? And just check out some of this information. So I really appreciate that as well. Definitely comment. I love your comments. I say that all the time because I do. I like to hear what you guys are thinking, what's going on. You know, that's how we get to know each other. I definitely do my very best to answer every DM, every email, and every comment. So definitely keep those coming in, and definitely hit that notification bell so you will know, hopefully, when I upload a video, you'll kind of know it, because I'm kind of not on a schedule. I'm not doing what YouTubers or content creators, they say, you know, you have to post all the time and once a week or twice a week or whatever. But my schedule just kind of doesn't allow me to do that. So, but I'm still continuing with this channel because we're getting into some crazy mess right now. Okay, we really are. And that's another reason why the Most High put it in my spirit to go ahead and just do this video, because it was my intent to put out one video, and it was dealing really basically with relationships here. And there were two videos that came out. One went viral with a sister that moved here, and she got married, and I think she got married very quickly, and it didn't quite work out. And I wanted to really kind of do a little commentary with that, plus another TikTok video that came out. You'll see it. But anyway, I do want to talk about that because there are people coming out here getting in relationships much too quick, getting married, and there are certain things we have to keep in mind when we do that. That's not as simple as maybe being in the States, meeting someone in the States, or if you're in the UK, meeting someone in the UK. If you live in Canada, meeting someone in Canada, and you get together and you get married. You're talking about blending cultures, and there's a big difference. And I think that sometimes people think because we're kind of like the same skin color, and a lot, you know, in a lot of situations we're this kind of the same people in terms of culture, but we're very, very different. And I wanted to talk about that. So I am going to do a video on that. And also I want to do my follow-up video to my video when I was talking about us being Israelites, and who some of the bloodlines that are really very detrimental to us, as well as other nations. I wanted to get into the seed of Amalek, which I am, because I already have the information on it. So I just need to edit it and put the video together. So those two videos are definitely on the launching pad, but this one was unexpected. So this is going to be very, very quick. I just wanted to come on to talk to my brothers and sisters once again that are being instructed to leave Babylon, to leave the West, wherever you are. But of course, I talk a lot about the U.S. because it's where, you know, I came from. But we need to make sure that we can decipher these times correctly, because the enemy he's pulling out, Hasatan is pulling out all the stops now. Okay, and it's going to only get worse. And we have to make sure we have the discernment to be able to decipher what is a smokescreen, a distraction, and what is actually real, because we're coming into those times. With these train derailments and with this chemical warfare, I actually felt in my spirit that something like this was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to manifest, but I knew in 2023, I had mentioned when we were still in 2022, that something major was going to happen in 2022 at the end of the year. And that was us going to war. These things they don't put on the news. A lot of this stuff on your mainstream news, anybody who looks at mainstream news, I just want to tell you, that's not really where you should be getting your information from, because that information is tainted and a lot of propaganda. So we have to look for those alternative news sources. And I'm sure a lot of you have alternative news sources, and that's something that you need to have in these times. Someone or a channel or two that you know is reputable and is not being run by the synagogue. You have to really, really be able to get the right information, to ask even the Holy Spirit to guide you as you kind of disseminate this information that we're getting, because we're going to go into overload. We're going to go into overload, and that's one of their weapons, is to cram so much information. But what they'll do is things that are really, really important, they won't report on. That's why I was saying in the video about the Israelites with you know, Kanye West and with Kyrie Irving and whoever they might come out with. We have to be able to understand where this stuff is coming from. So we have to be able to see what's a distraction. We have to be able to see why certain people being propped up at certain times. We have to be able to cut through all that, and through the power of the Holy Spirit, we can, because the Most High is not going to deceive his people. He's going to lead us through the Spirit into all truth. So this is why we have to position ourselves this way. Please do not get caught up by what you see always. Because I was actually talking to a friend of mine, and well, before I get into that, let me just finish this. We have to make sure that we are looking at things that are real. And when I say that, what I mean is this. A lot of you know about Project Bluebeam, and they are going to ramp up Project Bluebeam, where there are going to be things that we are going to see that are actually not real.
What you're seeing here is Project Bluebeam, high-level advanced holographic projection. You could say in 4D. You can't touch them, but they seem very lifelike, very real. And this is in a stadium. Everyone's filming it. You can see it right there. I think China, for the new year, had the dragons go around the big tower. I'll try and find that clip at some point. But for those of you who are not aware, this is the type of technology that they're releasing on the public now. Imagine what the military and the government have. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do a hoax or some sort of world hoax to scare us into giving up our freedoms and security. And they'll protect us as long as we release our freedoms and our rights. And they'll have more control and more surveillance over us.
1986, while stationed at an underground installation near Boulder, Colorado, I was introduced to Project Skybeam by Lieutenant General Andrew Garris. I was then led down a corridor and into a large hangar where a stealth bomber hovered only 20 feet above me. I stood there confused. Then Garris looked over me and smiled, then asked if I was certain of what I was seeing. I replied, of course. What else could it be? I was then shocked to find out that this wasn't a real craft. It was a projected hologram. Since the early 1950s, scientists have been developing holographic technology, and over the years improved it to a state that we can only imagine. As I stood there staring at the bomber, which looked so absolutely real and solid that I could reach up and touch it, I contemplated the possibilities. What if this projection was 1,000 feet up in the sky? How would anyone know that that was an illusion?
They have perfected Project Bluebeam. So when we saw, I was very reluctant to talk to different people about those balloons that were in the air.
The report is detailing a dramatic increase in UFO sightings, more than 350 since 2021. Many of them are explained as being drones, birds, or weather events, but about half of them remain unexplained.
And the office that tracks these sightings in restricted military airspace says that some, quote, require further analysis. That's an understatement. CNN space and defense correspondent Kristen Fisher has the details.
Boris and Amra, Capitol Hill has been waiting for this report from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, or the ODNI. And what this report found is that there have been more than 300 new sightings of what the government calls UAPs, or unidentified aerial phenomena, or more commonly called UFOs, since the last time that the ODNI put out a report like this back in 2021. Back then, the ODNI could not explain 144 sightings of UAPs. This time, now they can explain 171 of them. And one part of the report that really stands out is this one. It says that some of these uncharacterized UAPs appear to have demonstrated unusual flight characteristics or performance capabilities and require further analysis. So, is it advanced U.S. technology? Is it advanced technology from a foreign adversary like perhaps China or Russia? Or is it extraterrestrial in origin or something else entirely? We just don't know. And the U.S. government says that it doesn't know either, or at least it will not say so publicly in this unclassified report. But they did give some explanations for about 163 of the sightings that have been detailed in this report. And here's how they explain those. The vast majority are either balloons or balloon entities. A handful were drones. Another handful were what they call airborne clutter, things like birds, weather events, or airborne debris like plastic bags.
It's so interesting. They had the world, a lot of people, focused on those balloons and them talking about an alien invasion and all this kind of stuff. Because in terms of aliens are fallen angels. Okay, they're fallen angels and they're already here. So these chariots, we're talking about the Most High's technology, and we're talking about Hasatan's technology, which can never match our Savior's technology. But they're used, in terms of the technology they have, their technology is so advanced. It's so advanced until they're going to have us looking at things. That's why the scripture tells us,
Matthew 24 and 22. And except in those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Therefore, if thou shalt say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in a secret chamber, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even into the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
I mean, Christ told us that, don't believe it when people say Christ is over here or the Messiah is over here. You can't really be fooled by that because of what they're doing in terms of technology. So when everyone was focused on those balloons, this train derailment happened. This train derailment took place, but they didn't report on that. They reported on these balloons. So you have to really sit still and let the Most High tell you what is real and what is not. Because with all of these derailments, all of this chemical warfare, I knew they were going to start this, but how, I didn't know. America is under attack, and 2023 was going to start to roll out everything. So we have to understand, if anyone doesn't, I'm sure a lot of you do, but just in case you don't, is the governments of this world, the different governments, different places, even here in Ghana, have completely sold out their people. Americans have been totally sold out. And they are getting ready to leave America. It's already starting in this huge mess. And this is another reason why I wanted to do this video, and I was instructed to do this video, because I want to talk to all of you. Things are ramping up so fast until you need to make up your mind about what it is you're going to do and where you're going to be. Because they've already started World War III. As things ramp up, the last thing you want to do is be in the air traveling someplace after a certain point. Even if you can. Because at a certain point, that's not going to even be possible. People, are saying, I hear from a lot of people, I'm moving, in 10 years, or I'm moving. Look, I don't think you probably even have that long. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Because everything is ramping up so quickly. Things are getting so dangerous until you better really listen to the voice of Father and for him to instruct you on what to do. Like, for instance, me here. I live in Accra. I live in the capital of Ghana, but I am not staying in Accra. In fact, I'm building my house. Can't wait to get this house built. Because this house is out, okay? We're going to have to get ourselves in a position where we really are self-sufficient, where we sustain ourselves the way that it used to be before the enemy got such a stronghold on the systems here, in this world. We're going to have to take care of ourselves. As long as you belong to this system, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, you're going to be in trouble. And this is what I started to mention a little earlier, and I said I'd come back to it. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was a little down about her situation. She's in the States. Her situation, and she was saying, my money, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was telling her, excuse me, I was telling her that what the Most High put in my spirit, and He may have put this in some of your spirits as well, is as long as we are dependent on Satan's system, because see, Satan has his system, or Hasatan has his system, and the Most High has his system. And we are brought up to operate in Hasatan's system. We're born into it, most of us, especially from the West. We're born into it. We've been conditioned, programmed to operate in it. We get our money by what? By working, or if you are disabled, you get it, through SSI, or if you're on the county, you get it through DPSS, or wherever. Okay, you get your money. Some people get their money illegally, but all of these things are inside of a system. Okay, it's inside of a system, and this system was built by the enemy. So we operate in that system. So what we do is we operate a lot by sight and not by faith. So that, as you know, the Most High tells us to walk by faith and not by sight. But we're not really conditioned to do that. Not really. We are to a certain degree, but we're getting ready to go into another level. That's why I'm saying we're not, to a certain degree, we operate, we walk by faith and not by sight. But at the same time, we kind of don't. Because, like for instance, I've heard from many people that say they're coming to Ghana, or they're moving someplace else, because it doesn't necessarily have to be Ghana. I definitely want to make that clear. But they will say, I don't have a plan, or how am I going to make it when I get there? That's why we're working on this employment piece through S4 HQ. But how am I going to make it? If I can't make it, I can't come. Well, that's walking by sight and not by faith, which a lot of us are really conditioned to do that. If I don't have a plan, I can't do it. And with what's been happening recently since 2023 has started, and this is what the Most High put in my spirit, you've got to stop that. We have to stop that. I'm talking to myself too. We have to stop this. We have to start moving in the system of the Most High, which is a totally different system. Now, Hasatan, or the enemy, has resources, of course, because we get paid, whatever, so the resources are there. But Hasatan's resources are limited. We serve a creator whose resources are unlimited, who are absolutely unlimited. He can do whatever he wants to do when he wants to do it. Like I've said to this in many of my videos, I've lived it. I've lived it where I've had to really walk by faith. I'm going through a faith walk right now. I have to walk by faith and not by sight. And not by sight. So I have to learn how to operate within my Creator, my Father's system. Because in that system, we won't go without. because he knows all of our needs and he will provide all of our needs according to his riches and glory. He said that. He said he wouldn't leave us or forsake us. Guess what? The enemy will leave you and forsake you and really leave you standing someplace with a bad hair weave. He don't care. But we serve a loving Father who cares for us. We're his children. So if the cattle on 1,000 hills belong to him, I don't need a satanic system to survive. I don't need that. The Most High has put everything that we need. It's already here for us. You know, one thing that I will say that I love about Ghana is that you don't need fertilizer. You can put anything in the ground and it will germinate here. Okay, so we can grow our own food. We can drill boreholes and get water from the ground, that natural water, and not through a pipe. Because like I said, as long as you are reliant on the system, they've got you. They've got you. And for some people, they're doomed because they're relying on a faulty system instead of the foolproof system that the Most High has told us to operate in. He's told us how to operate in that system in his word. We don't have to walk by sight. We can walk by faith. We have to trust him in all that we do. So for those of you who are still kind of grappling a little bit with, I don't know what I'm going to do, or the Most High is telling me to do this, but I know I need to get this straight first. Really? No, it's not necessarily like that. It isn't like that. I'm not going to even say it's not necessarily like that. It's not like that. Most High is putting us in a position where we rely on him. And I know I talked about this a lot in my videos, but it is so important until I have to keep saying it because it's in my spirit. We have to rely on him. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb. I told you I'm going through a faith walk myself. I'm getting ready to go on a limb and I'm going to tell you what my faith walk is right now. Because I'm believing the Most High for the testimony that's coming at the end of this. Okay, this is the deal. Building a house here. You know, I told a lot of you my story about how I was able to get the land. The Most High put the money right there so I could buy the land and start building my house. Well, naturally, everything is going up. And everything is going up in Ghana. Okay, Ghana is very expensive. I've said that before and I'm going to say it again. And I don't know how this economy is going to work. Because, see, all these countries are going to be under this system. And it's going to be hard to make it everywhere. This is why you come out of Satan's system. If I need to eat, I can go to my garden and go get me some food. If I need some water, I can open my borehole and get some water. You know, so if I have those things, I don't have to rely, those basics. We have a lot of wants. There's a lot of wants that we have. But the Most High is getting ready to take us back to what we need. I'll supply all your needs according to my riches and glory. He'll definitely give us wants, of course. But we're getting ready to go into a time of need. I need to eat. Okay, I may not be able to make myself beef Wellington to eat. Well, I don't eat beef anyway, but anyway, I may not be able to make that, but I can make a salad. I'm going back to something healthy that came out of the ground that I grew with my own hands that ain't been sprayed with a lot of stuff. So we need to come back to this. But anyway, so what's going on is we're getting ready to build my house, and we're building my house out of mud. And that kind of goes into the business that I'm starting. But the house is being built out of mud. And I'm getting all of the subcontractors' bids, what they're going to, charge for the electricity, for the plumbing, for the building, for the, everything, carpentry work. And to be honest with you, with the money that I have, I don't know. I'm like, okay, am I going to have enough to actually build this house? Because I'm not trying to build anything fancy, not at all. I'm building a comfortable home. But one thing that I do know is that in that house, I'm not going to be there. That's not permanent. That's not permanent because the Most High put it in my spirit. You have to be willing to walk away from this if I tell you to go. And he knows me. If he tells me to go, I'll go. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I'm living in Buckingham Palace, but I wouldn't want to live there anyway. Too gaudy. But no matter where I live, he knows that I will walk away because I did that once before, walking away from the States, from everything. But I'm going to see how he's going to work this with this building of this house, even financially. But my trust is in him. And I'm going to start it. I'm going to start it. And I know, since he told me to do it, that he'll finish it for me. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on that as we go on with the house. Now, as I continue, the main message I would really like for everyone to take away from this video is there's several messages. Stop thinking that you have, all this time. Planning is not stepping out on the Most High unless there's something in particular he's telling you to do. If you are planning to relocate, or if the Most High has told you, I should say, to relocate, things are going to only get worse. 2023 is going to be a hell of a year. And 2024 is going to be worse than that. 2025 is going to be yet worse. These 23, 24, 25 are pivotal years. They're pivotal years. And another thing too, for those of you who have your money in the bank, I know some of you are hearing or have even experienced some of this craziness. I know B of A was going through their stuff. Take your money out of these banks. Okay, take your money out of these banks. I don't care if you have a in-home safe in your house. I was telling a friend of mine who had quite a bit of money in the bank, please get your money out of the bank because they're not guaranteeing your money. And I don't know if any of you are even aware of this, but the fine print that you sign, the contract you sign when you open your bank account, they're saying your money is insured, yes, but they probably didn't read how long they have before they will pay you that money. They have up to 60 years to pay you that money. So the money is not stable, and they're changing it anyway to digital. So that's another reason why it's so unstable. But get your money out of the bank. When my daughter and I, when we moved here, and we kind of even started it before we moved here, we only kept enough money in our bank accounts to keep the accounts open. But in terms of taking money out, we took our money out when, us even kind of working a little bit here. As soon as we get paid, that money comes out. Because I haven't trusted banks for a while because we knew that this was going to happen, that these banks were going to collapse. So please take your money out of, or figure out something else to do with your money. Don't leave a lot of money in the bank because you very, very well could lose it. So please don't leave a lot of money in the bank. So in conclusion, because I said I wasn't going to make this long, but this has been like 30 minutes, so it's been kind of long. But in conclusion, just know that the American government has declared war on their own people. And we're going to talk more about what's going on with Russia, with China, with Iran, with Israel, Taiwan. We're going to talk about a lot of this stuff, and also what happened in Turkey and Syria. I'm just going to cut this video off, but we need to talk a little bit more about that too. So you guys just really be blessed. Just think about some of the things that I put in this video. Please just think about it. And I will be back, most high willing, with another video. See you guys, be blessed. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share. Please share this video. And we're gonna do a lot of some more videos. So I'm not gonna let the channel go. Even though you may not hear from me for a while, I'm not abandoning the channel. I'm keeping my channel, but I just can't release videos like really, one right after the other, because like I said, I'm doing so many things. But anyway, but you guys, I want you all to be blessed. I love you all. I truly do. And take care of yourself, please. Bye.